everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel. I have a super awesome surprise to unveil to you guys, and I'm super excited. I have been wanting to unveil this since before I even started my natural hair channel. That's how serious this surprise is, okay? I think you guys can already tell how serious it is by how squirrely I'm getting right now, but let's go ahead and unveil it. So basically, I am starting a natural hair advice segment on my channel, okay? It's gonna be titled Bearie Advice. Now, basically, you can send me all of your questions, all of your personal little questions about what you should do with your fro. For example, maybe you done big chopped and your fiance is starting to act funny, you know what I'm saying, because you may be swinging more scalp than he is, okay? You can go ahead, type that up in a little email, and I have my handy dandy iPad here. I'll pull it up, I will read the email out loud. So please go ahead and give the email, a little bit of meat and spice so we can, really get down to the root of your problem. And I will answer your question in your very own video. That way it's a little more personal than me just typing up an email like, hello, how are you? Because we all know Chaz is a filmmaker. So when it comes to writing, girl, I could write you a whole script about what I do with my hair, what I think you should be doing with yours. So it will be easier if I just get on camera and answer your question like that, okay? Now, where you will be emailing me at is askchazisawesome@gmail.com, okay? It has to be there. You can't send it to any other email address. It has to be askchazisawesome@gmail.com. all right, I'll even leave it in the description box below. Now, before we get started, I already know somebody's gonna ask. Unfortunately, Bear had a date today and he said he could not be bothered with filming. All right, I'm so sorry. Maybe he'll be able to jump in this video when he gets back. I have no clue. He did not give me a time because Bear just cannot be pressed for anything, okay? But I have my handy dandy iPad here, and honestly, I kind of feel like Blue's Clues because it's like I have my handy dandy notepad here and I'm going to piece together the clues of your natural hair questions. I don't know, maybe that was a cheap joke. Let's just get into the email, okay? So before we get started, I do want to let you guys know that this email is kind of long and it actually has multiple questions. So I'm going to go ahead and answer the questions as I read because I know some of us have the attention span of a squirrel and you guys really want to know the answer to these questions without all the hoopla, okay? So let's just get into it. She starts off by saying, where do I start? Well, for one, I am so ecstatic that I found your channel on accident as your video spoke to my natural low porosity hair. My name is, okay, you know what, this is my very first natural hair advice video ever, so I'm not sure how y'all want me to do this, but she seems like a lovely woman, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and call her Teddy Bear Ed, alright, so let's go ahead and get into that. My name is Teddy Bear Ed, and my natural hair journey began almost 1 year ago. I too was a product junkie. I still have lots of hair products that I still have not opened. Key, if you got a bunch of products sitting in your cabinets and in your bathroom, you are probably a product junkie, okay? And I promised myself I will not purchase another product again until I'm done with these. Yes, she worded that way. I like you. You got spice. I'm from South Africa and moved to the USA in 2002. Married and have 4 beautiful kids, 2 girls, 2 boys, and my girls are natural too. But it took a while for us to get to this point. My younger girl still struggles with wearing her crown out, so she just wears braids. That hurts my heart. I don't know how old your daughter is, but when I see just young girls coming out the womb who already have a problem with their hair, that just so hurts my heart. But anyways, and her curl pattern is totally different from I and my older daughter's hair. Her hair is more loose and hangs down while me and my older girl's hair grows up. Okay, so y'all got froze. I see you. I have thin type 4 hair. I was told I have 4B hair, but I think I am a C. Have thin edges. I'm trying to remedy the situation and grow them back, but to no avail. Ah, man. Now that I've been watching your videos, I see where I'm going wrong. I do the 2-strand twist, slick my edges down every day, or tie a hairband around my edges as I'm self-conscious of my thin hairline. So I may be doing more harm than good to my edges. I hate protective styling my hair as single and crochet braids break my edges as my hair is fine and it weighs my hair down, resulting in no edges, or as they say, snatched edges. Judging by your email, I am not sure if you've always had thin edges, or maybe you had thick edges and something horrible happened and now you have, thin edges. But I want to go ahead and address this really quick, okay? There's a horrible stigma in the black community about black women and edges, okay? Even black women make the jokes. These jokes are not funny, okay? These punchlines to these jokes are not funny. If you do not have edges, girl, that's how you are supposed to be. You are not supposed to have edges if you do not have any. If you have thin edges, Jesus wanted you to have thin edges, okay? There's nothing you can do to really fix that, and you shouldn't be ashamed of that, okay? It is a horrible stigma. It is a horrible joke. I do my edges because I have edges, but best believe if I did not have edges and I just had, a blunt hairline or maybe like a frizzy hairline or something, best believe my fro and my look would still be popping, okay? You have to take pride in what you already have, okay? I know the black community, we are known for roasting each other, and we are known for being savages when it comes to roasting. But we have to keep in mind that roasting can really hurt people's confidence, because there's really people out there who do not have edges, and there's nothing wrong with that. But these tasteless jokes are making people go out and do crazy things because they think that they're supposed to have edges. If you ain't got edges, girl, you ain't supposed to have them. You're supposed to be rocking your hairline and being fierce with just your hairline, okay? You see what I'm saying? But let's get back into it. Now, judging off your email and the things that you've said, I'm just going to go with the latter of you had thick edges and now you have thin edges. And I can give you maybe about like 3 tips that could cost you anywhere from $5 to $50. But I'm going to give you the biggest tip like first, all right? If you are having issues with growing your edges back and you are just 1 year natural, okay, I'm going to need you to stop slicking your edges down. I'm gonna need you to stop touching them. I'm gonna need you to stop twisting and braiding them up, okay? Whoever you go into to braid your hair, tell them stop. Like, tell them part my edges away from my actual hair and just braid from their back and let me worry about my edges, okay? Stop touching them. I want you to sit back for about 6 months without touching your edges and just figure out what your edges want to do. A lot of times when it comes to natural hair, we want our hair to do what we want it to do, okay? But you have to understand that your hair, it's a different kind of thing. Your hair is going to do what she wants to do, and it's up to you to get on board. It's not up to your hair for her to get on board with your thoughts, okay? Your hair is going to do what she wants to do. So instead of you running out and purchasing all these products like biotin and all this stuff, and then trying to bum rush her hair and making her grow, you're going to have to take a step back and see what she wants to do, okay? I'm telling you, that's the biggest tip I can give, mainly because you are a newly natural. So your hair is looking at you like, girl, we was just rocking a relaxer and now you done shaved me off. Like, girl, what are we doing? Are we going back to the relaxer? Are we doing this? Are we doing that? What's going on? So you need to give your hair time to adjust, okay? So sit back for about 6 months and then hit me back up. And if your edges have not grown in, hit me back up, okay? Back to the email. Now she says, I've heard wearing your fro out can break your hair. And then I've noticed my hair breaks off when it comes to wash day, and I'm not sure if it's breaking or shedding. Okay, as far as wearing your fro out, like I said, you have to really like wine and dine her. You have to wine and dine your fro. Now, please roll with me on this because I also know I'm the girl who films natural hair videos with an inanimate, teddy bear, you know what I'm saying? So roll with me when I say this. Your hair is a whole different kind of, person, okay? You really have to see your hair as a person, as a nice, sexy little lady. She wants to be fine, wined, and dined. She wants to be taken out on dates. Like, she wants you to ask her, do you want the fettuccine Alfredo or the lobster? Like, this is what she's looking for. So when you ask me, does wearing your fro break your hair, I can't really give you a specific answer because every fro is different. As you can see, your hair doesn't take very well to protective styles. If your hair is breaking out and everything like that, then you might not be able to take protective styles, and that's perfectly fine. Not everybody can, especially people with thin hair, because your hair cannot stand the weight of itself or of added hair or anything like that. So since your hair doesn't take to protective styling, you have to now kind of see if your hair is okay with being out and about and rocking around. Typically, I would say thin hair is more easier to wear out, but I would say you have to be delicate. When you're trying to figure this out, definitely make sure you're wrapping your hair with silk scarves. Definitely making sure that you're not ponytailing and rubber banding. I don't know why I just said it like that. But doing your hair in, extreme styles while it's out, if you know what I'm saying, because you don't want to break it off, but you do want to see if your hair can withstand being out and about all the time. And mainly, wearing your fro out can break your hair. Mainly that problem is for people who wear their fro out and can't keep their hands out of their fro. Okay, that's also for people who don't wrap their hair when they go to sleep. So they go to sleep and squish their hair down, and then the hair wraps around itself, and then they wake up and try to decompress their freaking fro, and they end up ripping a bunch of stuff out. So that's mainly for those people. Now you even have some people who their fro just really can't stand to be out because it tends to intertwine with itself and basically self-destruct. I'm one of those kinds of people. So it's really up to you and what you can handle, because if you wear your fro out and you detangle it properly and everything, you'll have no problem. It's up to you though. You have to take your hair out on that date. See if she wants to rock a protective style. See if she wants to just be out and about. Okay, you kind of get what I'm saying? Like that's something you have to see. Even with my hair, it's not that I can't keep it out. It's just I'm lazy. So when it comes to breakage and all that stuff, I break my own hair off because I don't feel like detangling it in the morning. So what do? I wake up, I'm impatient, I'm just ripping through my hair. Like I literally be hearing my curls rip off, but I'm so lazy, I just don't be caring. So it's really up to you and your personality as to whether your hair is going to flourish or self-destruct when it's out and about and not in a protective style. What else did you say? I'm not sure if it's breaking or shedding. Key, okay, key. If you want to know if your hair is breaking or shedding, I'm going to need you to wash your hair, okay, or go to your brush, collect a bunch of strands, and then I want you to look at the tip or the ends of the strands and see if there's a little bulb on it. Like, the bulb is basically your little follicle bulb plug thingy that lets you know if your hair is shedding from your scalp, all right? Now, if your hair is breaking off, then those strands will basically be short little hairs, and they won't have any bulb. They'll be slick on both ends because there's no hair follicle thingy at the end, and that's kind of how you know the difference. Now, as far as shedding a lot, I have a big head. I have thick hair. And I have a lot of hair, okay? So I shed a lot of hair. Like, I shed ridiculous amounts of hair, okay? Not break, but I shed. Now, it doesn't scare me because, like I said, I have a big head with a lot of hair that's extremely thick. So I kind of know that about myself. It's not a health problem. It's just my big head problem. Now, for you, you have thin hair. So if a lot of hair is coming out and you don't have a big head, you might want to get that checked out, because that could be either stress related. That could be, it could be stress related because you're already stressing about your edges and stuff like that. So it could be stress related. It could be, health, a health issue. That's kind of up to you to kind of look at your hair strands, see how much you're shedding, see how much is breaking off, and kind of make that assessment. Now let's see. I'm kind of at a crossroads in what to do with my hair. I'm not leaning to relaxing my hair, but I'm on the fence as I want to set the example to my queens, aka her daughters, that our hair is in fact beautiful, but I really don't know what to do with my hair anymore. Please help a sister out and point me in the right direction. Sidebar, I did visit a salon and I did visit a salon and she said she knew a lot about natural hair, but I don't think she really did. Girl, shit, they really don't. Sometimes they just really don't. All right, I'm gonna be just real with you. The issues you're facing right now is not that big to be trying to run back and get a relaxer. And I'm also be as real as I possibly can be. Don't ever think about running to a relaxer again. Honey, we do not need it. We do not need relaxers in our lives. I mean, black women don't need it. White women don't need it. Don't nobody need to be throwing no acid on their scalp for no kind of reason. All right? The tips I just gave you, honestly, those are the best tips ever. Your biggest problem seems to be not sitting down and taking the time to figure out what your hair wants to do. You want to do what you want to do to your hair, but you don't want to know how your hair reacts. You don't really want to know what your hair wants to do. And it's not a matter of buying a bunch of products and doing a bunch of tips and tricks and seeing how your hair reacts. It's more of sitting back, taking it slow and figure out what your hair wants to do, and then you act accordingly. All the tips I've given you, I really hope that you use those tips before you start running and trying to damage your hair, okay? Because there's no need to. Once you figure out what your hair wants to do, you're going to be golden. Now, thank you guys so much for watching my video. If you have any other questions that you want to ask or you need advice on, if you have any questions, go ahead and send them to askchazisawesome@gmail.com and I will get it out to you, okay? And I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out.